whoops. Whoa, what the fuck are they doing?
They're coming around. They're just going around that.
Holy fuck.
I still see them.
I got you. Going out with Raiders of the Lost Ark next. Okay.
Just left of the island pole?
Yep.
Right on the top of the trees?
Yep.
I wish they were up north though.
I think they probably will. That one is. The one's right behind the tree.
There's still one behind the tree?
Yeah, I can see him. I guess I'd rather... we don't want him to go too far north. I don't see him now. They're gonna pop up over this next hill. Hey Keith, we just make sure that I'm on the one you're on and just start killing.
Yep.
We can't let them get too close. I think they'll peg us out.
Okay. There he is, just to the right of the second island.
Oh, gotcha.
Two of them.
Okay, good. Them other ones look like they loop south. No, they don't. There they are, left side of the trees. Coming right in, dude. Oh, for... There might be another one right here. Okay, Keith, see the one coming across the snow hard in?
They're all down at the bottom.
I'm on the one coming in hard. See him right here, close? The first one right here. Whatever. I'm on the far. They're coming in these trees to our right, to our left too. Just take the one to the right. Yep, I'm on him. Keith, look right here. There's one coming through the trees. Just wait. sure you got that mangy one. The dark one, you killed him first.
Down here.
Yeah. Nice f***ing work, bro. Oh, dude, I am kinked. I am kinked out. I am kinked out here.
Two banger, dude. Two banger. Dude, I'm shaking a little bit on that one.
I am bad. Nice work on that deal. Nice work on that deal. Holy cow.
Just waiting for one of them sons of bitches to show up clear out there.
I know it. Dude, my lat started cramping
Did it lock on hard?
and my chest started cramping.
Dude, you worked the shit out of those coyotes. Those trees are damn near freaking 3/4 of a mile over there, aren't they?
Oh, I think they might be a mile. They're not quite. You're freaking probably pretty right on
Your
the
gate
money.
over there is a mile, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're about almost a 1/4 mile off this fence line behind us.
Yep.
Dude, I got some good footage there.
Did you?
I got some good. I got all 4 of them coming in, and then we should almost do a little talk on that.
Okay, I'm down for that.
I got highlight, but the sky's blue, and it's just because your white suit is
Yep.
just blazing in it.
Yep.
Dude, the cool part was I got that coyote coming right up behind that call.
Oh, that one, the first one I shot.
And then where's he at?
Dude, the other one's freaking, he's 20 yards past the call. The other ones all went, I watched them, they went up through these trees, dude. And one of them went right here and
Yeah.
went south.
Yeah. Well, when those 2 were working down the middle here, that dumb one went way north, which was good. But
The first one I shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Oh,
I could see him.
That one right there, the one that went south, possibly could see the pickup.
Yeah, the one that went south did. Pretty close. I was starting to get jittery because we worked them up. We bent them in. We
Yeah.
bent them in from those trees right up how we wanted them to. But when I saw shit moving in these pines out of my peripheral, I was going, hey, they're coming to the pines to the left too.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
But I
I almost shot this one right here sooner
yeah.
when he was walking right at me because of that.
But it worked good.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a little more extra footage of him coming through right there.
That one right here hit the brakes, dude.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna pull another one out.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of sitting tight, not
Yep.
moving, and letting
Yep.
them pop out. How's that for a start for a first set? Just hey, man, it's a weird spot, isn't it?
Well, it's crazy because you know that all this flat up here is their breeding ground. You see them up here breeding every year,
Yeah.
and we just had the idea, check it out. Why pass it up if we're gonna go go by? We might as well make a quick set.
When I saw them over there, I'm like, dude, are those?
You would have never seen them if those pines weren't there.
They were blazing on the edge of them.
Yep.
The contrast, but
Yep.
I thought they were mule deer, but then they all were focused right on us. And I saw one turn and move, and I'm like, dude, I'm sure they're coyotes.
Yeah.
That's when I said, dude, you should sit up and look.
Yeah. And I couldn't see them unless I sat up.
But you could, with your binos are 2x more than mine, you could tell.
I could. As soon as I sat up and looked, I could tell they were coyotes.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
That was perfect. I
That
think
seriously made me shake a little bit.
I was too. I need to go back get the DSLR so I can show these guys our positions here.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna do that real quick.
Sink it. You got her, dude.
You do one more. Boom.
That's the worst part of coyote hunting. Sinking the sound.
That's a good start to the day right there. Perfect start to the day.
Had you typing up a resume right there.
My accountant work, you mean?
Doing taxes.
this was the. Go ahead, dude. Start us off like with what you're saying about the weight room. Our idea, kind of. We were saying at the weight room when I heard him howling and shit.
You should probably tell him. Cause
Okay. The other day, it was just
yesterday. You said.
I thought it was yesterday, but it was kind of windy, and it might have been the day before.
Okay.
I was just going out to the weight room to do our thing, reload and shoot and lift. And as I was going out there, it was mid-afternoon, about like this right now, and it was nice day, nice calm day, and I could hear those coyotes howling. And about this time of the year, you can notice just the tone change.
Sure.
When they're howling.
Yeah, just a different howl. I mean, different howls all together, I think.
Starting to breed.
Yeah.
Starting to pair up, and you can kind of tell that. So that's how we're kind of making the transition in our calling sequences to kind of cater to that time of the year.
Yeah.
But this spot here, I know you've never been here.
I've never called this spot. Close, but south of here a couple times.
And north.
Nothing right here where you got. I mean, where you and your son came here. What, last year?
2 years.
2 years ago.
And it's a good spot. I told Keith, I'm like, you know what, you don't have to walk in very far. It's only a couple 100-yard walk, because as the trail comes in, and hopefully we can get some B-roll and kind of show you guys the layout like I always try to plan out doing with the video production. The trail starts down at the highway and it's low all the way up here. So as long as you don't crest this ridge that's behind us, you're virtually unseen to everything to the northwest, north, and even northeast to an extent. And Rush and I came up here, like Keith was saying, a couple years ago, because this is kind of a tabletop at the top, towards the north end of this.
A big flat before it drops into the pines.
And gets really kind of aggressive terrain up there. But it's just a big flat, lots of buckbrush. And what we've noticed is this time of the year, they just kind of congregate to those flats, and they pair up on those flats and breed, get together, and we see kind of a higher population up there this time of the year. For some reason, it's just that area they like.
Yeah.
So Rush and I were here one year, and we actually called in like 5 of them in a pack one day, and everybody was busy, so I just thought I'd try to get him up here. And we kind of had it's a tough spot for somebody that's not a novice shooter. It was a learning
experience.
Yeah. Like even when Keith and I sat down here, I'm like, it's kind of a weird, goofy set, but you guys will see it. It's a fatal funnel. If you can work them and you can get them to come in, you can work them right up this draw, right up to you, which we did.
Yeah.
And Keith smoked the first one. Male right here. I mean, just, you can see on video how he came up right straight behind the call for a certain second there.
And what James said is, you got to shoot him as soon as you can, to be able to get a good follow-up shot, because there's not a lot of area you can actually shoot right here. And the second one I did shoot, it went down in the pines right away. It kinked off to the south and came up through them pine trees.
And that's but that's what we just held tight. I knew once again in my mind that we could have multiple kills here.
To be honest, I thought we could got 3.
I was
too. It was
too.
gonna have to be a long shot, but I thought 3 was gonna be the number.
I wasn't thinking you're gonna have to shoot a long ways. I was thinking we were gonna get another one to pop back out right at the very end.
Yeah.
After this one.
And that's what I was thinking, the 350 across the way, where you ranged when we started.
Yeah.
I was thinking the third one was gonna be over in that area somewhere, but they must have went south, followed the draw down.
That's what they did. They ducked down in behind those trees.
Yeah.
Another thing too we should probably note, just as you guys will see via the footage, there's minimal cover here for us to set up.
Oh, and you said that before we even got here.
I'm like, the one bad thing is there's no cut bank, there's no trees where we're gonna set up. It's a side slope, and that's it.
But you had that camera proned out so bad.
That's what I was gonna say. Well, right when we saw those, I thought they were mule deer. You hear us talking, I'm like, gosh, are those deer? And they were just so keyed on our location. I'm like, man, I just couldn't. These without these binos, you wouldn't have been able to tell. But I made Keith, I said, sit up, dude. He's got 12 by 50 ELs, and he set up, and you could tell they were coyotes.
Oh yeah,
right off the bat.
Yeah, you could. The trees were the background of those coyotes, and they kind of blazed out pretty good, and you could tell they were coyotes after you look at them and
kind of see how they were moving around and sitting up too.
Right.
And when they committed, it was just a waiting game. And when they dipped past that first hill, I told Keith, I'm like, man, I don't feel comfortable. I had that tripod up with that camera just a little too high. But that's what's so nice about that carbon fiber Manfrotto that you've got. you can literally peg that thing out, and I had that camera about that high above the ground, and you'll see it on the video overlay. I'm virtually proned out right beside you, laying on my side, just trying to get my profile as low as you can to the side of that hill. It worked.
Yeah.
And while we were talking, another note too that was real nice, before they even came in down that draw, I'm like, should we start ranging shit? Ranged those trees back behind us on that knob.
Yep.
300.
Yep. And this is after we seen them 3/4 of a mile away.
When they were coming in.
James started getting ranges for me. Yeah.
So you knew what your holds were.
Yep. Yep.
And the one thing that was starting to get me nervous is when they started, like you said, I wish they would have came around to the north.
A little bit, yep.
I do too, because these trees, when they're in them trees, you're screwed. But that's what happened. 2 of them cut around to the north. 1 came right in front of us for some good footage. The rest of them I could see out of my peripheral coming up out of these trees. And I'm like, dude, just stay locked on that first one.
Yeah.
The rest of them are starting to file through these trees. You smashed the first one. We played the cottontail fight.
Did you play that right after I shot him?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
And instantly, you know, we could see him filing through these trees, and one of them was bouncing, but he was just over that lip.
Yeah.
And if we would have been up a little bit higher, we might have been able to get 3, but he kind of bolted south.
Yeah.
And then this little bitch here, she popped out. That's a pretty coyote right there. That's a really pretty pale coyote.
She ain't even rubbed it at all. It doesn't look like
she looks
good.
She's a plumb good coyote.
She'll hang. She'll get skinned here in the next couple of days. And
yep. That one there is a little rougher. We'll bring him with the hanging, but his guard hairs up on his neck are smoked out. Yeah. So that's kind of the brief rundown of the set, fellas. I mean, this is a good start. We were at home reloading a little bit. Doing
our original idea was to go past this place and call a little bit further away, and it just didn't. We couldn't pass it up. You gotta try.
I just said 15 minutes. Let's give her 15 minutes.
It's not a long ways to walk in on this set, just because, I mean, that's just how it works, I guess. But
it worked out, man.
Called in 4, got 2.
And you're batting 1,000, pulling the trigger
today.
2 for 2 so far. Nice work, man. Let's roll. Let's keep on going north and see.
Shit, yeah. I'll drag these bad boys back to the raptor.
Okay.
This second one might have a sore throat.
Might have a what?
Might have a sore throat.
What do you think about that?
What, the sore throat, or before we called in?
The whole situation here.
Oh, I think it's a good start. I think you had a good call when you said don't pass this breeding ground up. I think you said earlier in the weight room, you heard them howling yesterday at this time, and they kind of had a tone change, you know, as far as their howls and whatnot. Kind of like they got not whiskey dick, but just a fucking bone.
Hold on a second.